So, this is where you were. Masaru, I'm sorry. I promised you I'd find a way, but... Listen, you don't need to worry about that. If anything, I should be apologizing to you. I put all that extra weight on your shoulders. I know you might get mad at me for saying this, but I feel strangely relieved for someone who just lost. Well, I guess I'm always losing. I lost all my fights today. Still, it feels like I lost in a different way today. If you'll let me also say something that might make you mad. Aren't you scared of losing, Masaru? Scared? I mean, look what happens when you lose. Your hopes and dreams all come crumbling down, just like that. Losing even closes doors in your life. Yes, our team might have disbanded. My dream of bringing Setsugetsuka back might have ended. But that doesn't mean I'm done with Vanguard. The way I want to keep on playing Vanguard through all the losses. How do I explain it? Ugh, I don't know. Fight me. Right now? I'll teach you just how incredible losses in Vanguard are. You'll understand. I know you will. Okay then.
Cardfight Vanguard Via Days.
Alright, so we're going up against Masaru again. I wonder what this is gonna be like. I don't know if he's gonna have an actual deck this time, but we still got a good old Tamayura deck. This looks not horrible, but I'll actually put back one Persona Ride, as amazing as Persona Riding is. So, alright. Let's go back to Barrel Magus. He's not playing Nirvana. He's gonna go ahead and Soul Charge here. Not a trigger, but looks like normal Barrel Magus cards, not like, you know, Icicle Ian Iser or whatever the heck it was. If that's the case, then this trigger might actually be kind of useful. So let's go ahead and discard Rirami. Let's go ahead and... So I don't really know what the best way to do this is. My theory is that if you draw cards, right? Your deck has 40 cards right now. If you draw a card, your deck will have 39 cards, which means when you look at the top 7, it increases the chances of those top 7 having what you want. But at the same time, you draw a card, so you could draw into the thing that you're looking for, which then makes this technically less of a probability, so I don't really know. In general, I always like to search first, then draw. Aside from the fact that you might draw into the thing you might be searching, but also your deck is less. So once again, you have a higher probability of drawing any other card that you might like. But I think we'll draw first here. Let's see if it was the wrong choice. Possibly, because that could have gone back into the deck. We're going to be able to hit the Ririmi here. And we don't really have anything else that we can use. We could use the order here if we want to, but I think it's better we wait till next turn, try and guard with Ririmi, and then that way we can use the order and be able to draw a card for sure. So let's go ahead and swing in here. Just gonna no guard. We're actually gonna check another copy of the order, so maybe I should have used it. That's fine. Let's see. He's actually gonna check a trigger. Wow. No way. Masaru, you've leveled up. You took what's his name, Doji's advice, and you worked on your pathetic deck or whatever the hell he said. Oh shit, my man going in. So I've actually managed. I've of course, in between every episode, I play like a billion hours of this game. So I have like, you know, a bunch of like in between experience and whatnot between each episode, but I actually managed to build my Barrel Magus deck, which is really cool, and I've actually been using that. I still haven't gone ranked just yet. I'm planning on eventually streaming ranked fights, but I've just been, you know, getting some cards and stuff ready. And one of the things that I don't like about the game, in general, the AI is great, but there's just a few tiny nitpicks that I'd like to fix. Like, for example, they don't guard Selfish Engraver's attacks, which every single human player knows that you don't want to let Selfish Engraver hit, because she will soul charge, which means that the Barrel Magus player will get so much closer to hitting 15 soul. So everyone automatically guards that attack. But whenever I play against the computer, I can actually like just hit 15 a little bit easier because of the fact that like I can, know that Selfish Engraver will more than likely hit. And this isn't always the case. There are some situations where the computers, they guard some attacks so not you hit stuff like Versado, they'll block it. And they also do really cool things like if they see that you have like a 20k rear guard and they had already checked the trigger, putting them at like, let's say 23, and they check another trigger after that, they'll actually put the trigger on like one of their other rear guards to make sure you can't attack it. Which is pretty interesting that they like put in that kind of logic. Overall, the AI is really good. It's just, if they made like a few tiny tweaks, it would be phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. We're kind of boned here. We could throw away the front trigger, I guess, which hurts like hell, but we really don't want to be pushed to 3 against Barrel Magus. That's like the magic number. Once you get pushed to 3, it's really hard to guard their attacks. Because you basically want to take 2 of their big swirler hits and then try and guard the remaining 3 attacks. So we're going to go discard Ririmi here. Unfortunately, we did draw into an over trigger, which is very good in this deck, as we saw with our match against what's her face. So we want to bring this back. I think it was Kana, right? Yeah, against Kana. Let's go ahead and use the order and actually whiff, which is unfortunate, but that's fine because we have the Rirami that we can put and get another one of these heal triggers, which might again be really good, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and throw out Forktail here and use her skill, see if we can hit. We actually do get a Rirami, which means I can throw out my Ririmi here. I'm kind of really good at knowing which doll is which. So let's just go ahead and swing in. They're gonna no guard this. We're gonna get a Baradignio, which is good for next turn. We have a pretty defensive hand, so we can survive their first turn. And then putting stuff into Soul isn't horrible. So we're definitely gonna go ahead and swing into Selfish Engraver. Because rushing barrels is great and all, but once you get to grade 2 and you haven't rushed them, or you don't have the capability of rushing them, just pushing 2 damage isn't going to do it. Because they're just going to have the capability to like use Kagura, use, oh man, he's still playing Clumsy Assistant. Almost had a good deck, my friend, almost. If this must be his medium tier deck. If this was Brainwash Swirler, you'd be in a good spot. But yeah, CB1 to just get 10k if you have 5 more cards in Soul, that just doesn't feel good, my guy. But in any case, so you're gonna swing it for 28 here. I can guard Curtis relatively easy with this, I guess, but I don't really have anything else. I want to try and keep these. This makes it 23, so I think we're just gonna have to take this. We have awkward shield value in our hand right now. We're actually gonna get the critical trigger, which actually helps out with that a lot. So now Curtis can't hit, but he will swing possibly into around me, but instead he will not, and he will not either use Barrel's skill here. So we're gonna go ahead and guard here for a 2 to pass. And make sure that Ririmi gets the hell out of danger, because you can just attack into her and then I can't put it into her soul that way. So we're going to keep ourselves at 3 damage here and put another Ririmi in the soul. We now have a set of twins, which is good. 2 sets of twins, I should say. Let's go ahead and I don't know how good this order will be. Cause I've played against Tamayura with Barrow, and the order is like, sure, like I give 10k plus Persona Ride plus Squirrels, so you knock one of them out, so it doesn't really help as much as it does for certain decks. So we're just gonna discard the order here, the Blitz order, I should say. Go into Tamayura here. But speaking of orders, let's go ahead and use the other order here. We're going to whiff from drop, but we are going to be able to draw a card, which is unfortunately a crit. Let's go ahead and call out Baradignio here. Go into battle. I don't think we want to do anything too crazy here. And they're going to intercept, which is fine. let's go ahead and put this into the soul. Power up our fork tail here. Let's go ahead and swing in here. I got more. I got almost as much soul as Barrel Magus, which is kind of insane if you think about it. But let's go ahead and use Tamiyura's skill here to use Ririmi Mirami, pull them out from the soul. So I don't really want to obviously use Ririmi's skill to put anything into his soul. That'll just help him out. But instead, we'll draw a card here that'll hopefully not be a trigger. God damn it. Drawing into all these triggers. That's fine. We're doing to a PG, otherwise we would have checked front PG and then taken bare negative off the damage. But hey, at least we get to use that next turn. So that's a thing. Regretfully, Ririmi is not going to be able to do anything. So I guess I could have just... Well, then I wouldn't be able to draw a card. This is 23, so this still swings in. Let's just go ahead and see if they'll take this. They will. I wonder what's in their hand. Alright, so I was gonna say you could just throw out one of your clumsy assistants to guard that, but never mind. Let's just swing in here. Just for the sake of swinging in and getting in our attack numbers up so that we can maybe get more VP. But they're gonna go ahead and Persona Ride here, get 9 soul as well as 10k buff to front row. They got the Selfish Engraver, who if I let hit, will go to soul. Well, actually, no, we'll soul charge and go to soul and give him counter charge. And it's making that real difficult for me right now. So we're just gonna go ahead and throw down this. I know there's probably a better way to guard, but let's just use the over trigger here and stop that. So now Barrel Magus cannot get 10 soul and a crit, which makes these soul or these crit heal triggers that I have in hand kind of pointless, but that is fine. We're going to guard with this and this, which should be 43, which is going to be a 2 to pass after the skill of the front trigger applies. Let's see. Alright, so that automatically means we're in the clear. We just have to worry about Curtis maybe getting big. He will not. So far he's had triggers and he's checked them defensively, but I don't think he's checked any triggers offensively. Which is kind of weird, because I've played a lot of the CPU fights, and it seems like in easy mode, they check no triggers. They just have no triggers, they can guard with them. Is it that then in normal, they can only check triggers defensively, and then in hard, they're finally like an actual person? Let's guard this. For now, keep ourselves at 3. They are at 4. We do turn off our own heals, but we have 2 of them in hand here. Let's go ahead and use the skill here. I don't think that I can declare final turn. I don't think I'll be able to have final turn because he does have a PG in hand. It would be nice if we had that other Persona Ride that we put back. But hey, maybe we'll draw it here. Nope, we got another Baradigno, which it's actually not that bad because that swings in for 28. So maybe I should have called final turn. So I guess what it is, I think last time I said you can only call final turns at like whenever the game decides it, but I think it's only at the beginning of your turn, which is pretty accurate in terms of like canonically how final turn is called is like at the beginning of your turn. They messed that up a little bit in Vanguard 0 where you can call it in like any point in time, so it'll be like as your opponent's taking their last damage you can BM in final turn or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I think it's a lot more potent if you can declare final turn like at the beginning of your turn. Sorry, put this in. Well, this 33 helped me out a lot. Yeah, I guess if he plays front triggers, maybe. Just gonna swing in here. It's got PG this. Wow, maybe. Yeah, I really should have called final turn. I was giving Masaru way too much credit. My man. I feel so bad. Like, what they do to some of the decks in this game, like, the decks that they decide to pick as, like, their jobber decks is just insulting. But it's going to swing because they get it very easily done, like Nirvana, Bastion, and like all that stuff. Let them be jobbers, and then let the overdress characters show you how that's really played. But whatever the case may be, let's go into Ririmi and Rirami here. I think I'll probably just draw cards here. We could be stupid and put Selfish Engraver in Soul, but that's not going to be important. He's going to.
ドライブチェック
Uh,
ドライブチェック
uh,
ドライブチェック
uh,
ドライブチェック
uh, that sucks. He is going to guard with what would have been a true to pass, but instead, let's go ahead and power up Rami here. The D-skill draw that came in, a check too late, that's fine. So we're going to swing it for 35. I think he's going to no guard. No, he actually has the over trigger to guard. Very nice. Now let's see if he can take this last one. If he has another PG, then he's amazing. Masaru's amazing. Oh, good shit, my guy. Very good job. Guarded all 5 attacks. Very well. Or he might have taken one of them, but good job. Unfortunately, he does not have another Persona ride. I don't even know if it matters if he hits 10 soul, just due to the fact that he's at 9 and he's not using the skill to draw and like get more cards in hand to, you know, be able to do stuff with. So I guess we're just gonna have to throw these away at this point. Because if we stop it here, he's not gonna be able to do his thing. Let's go ahead and PG. And we will discard our Blitz Order, because we will definitely not be using that now. I don't really think... I mean, I have 2 Barracuda Neils I can get rid of. Oh, he finally checked the trigger. Let's go. Let's go? Question mark? Alright, and he actually has Supernatural Extraction. Interesting. I'm considering using that card now, but... because in set 6 we get a card called the Mandine that lets you soul charge faster, but... having to, I guess I could just guard it with these. That was a bit of a misplay, but that's fine. Yeah, use a skill. Actually, maybe not, because they do get 5k and I don't really have anything else. It's called Final Turn. If it wasn't for the fact that the Supernatural Extraction makes you discard a card, then I would consider using it, but that discard is just way too heavy. We're actually going to hit a Rami. Put that into the salt. And let's just go to battle here. And swing in here for 15. The intercepts here. You do have the critical trigger in hand, but I think with all these attacks we should be able to break through. Got an Electro Spartan that they could have played last turn, or maybe they checked that. I think they just checked this, so fine, fair. And then let's go ahead and swing in with Tamayuri here. Use her skill, Counterblast, our last remaining face-up Counterblast here. And we will, of course, bring out Ririmi and Rami. Unfortunately, overcall these two. I do not believe I want to use any of these skills. Let's just go in. He has another PG. Regretfully, he will have to discard, which means that unless he has another PG in hand, he's gonna have to take these 2 attacks. Gonna hit a draw trigger. Let's go for Rami here. And we're gonna get a Persona ride, which unfortunately is a turn late, because we're not gonna be able to use it. I am pretty sure this will be it, unless he 6 damage heals after this next attack. It's actually be able to guard, which is good on you, Masaru, but unfortunately, you've run out of cards in hand, which you could have had more if you just counterblast to draw. Well, hey, it's fine. Your deck is getting there. It's just not just there. Alright, we're gonna get the win here. We're gonna get a little bit of the bonus because we did manage to call the final turn. So we're gonna get a small little extra bit of a BP. I lost. You really are good. I see. Losing is what gives you the drive to win. That's it, Ichidoji. I knew you'd figure it out. Even if you lose, you just have to keep on playing Vanguard. There's no way you'll lose next time. Well, I guess that last part isn't very convincing coming from me. No, it makes more sense coming from you than anyone else. Well, I'm just repeating what Tatsuki said if I'm being honest. Tatsuki. I'm happy I really got to... Yeah. Sorry, I don't know why I thought that's something else. I'm happy I really got to join Setsugetsuga, but I could never win. I lost again and again. That's where my nickname came from. I wanted to show them. All I wanted was to win, but still couldn't. I was struggling like you are now when Tatsuki came to me. You don't need to concern yourself with winning, as he said. Losing is a chance to become stronger, and if you do that, you'll win next time. That's why you should enjoy Vanguard more, he said. You won't believe how hard that hit home. And after that, I started getting a few wins here and there. Enjoying Vanguard, huh? Wonder what that's like. I was so desperate to win that I never even considered that. Well, yeah, of course. You've been winning the whole time, after all. You fought so hard to help me and others that you ended up like this. It's only natural that you didn't notice how fun it is. Tatsuki told me something before our fight. He said I lacked something, and that I need to learn what it is to beat him. But I think I get it now. That's something. It must be... That sounds just like him. But I bet he just wanted you to not worry about winning and have fun too. You think so? He wouldn't have said that otherwise. You wouldn't throw you... He wouldn't throw you a life dress? He wouldn't throw you a life dress? Like that before? I'm assuming... They mean life vest? I thought he meant lifeline, but dress and line, I don't see any correlation unless they're somehow related in Japanese. Especially specifically written out. But... It's just funny that it's dress, considering this is overdress or whatever, but yeah, I'm assuming he means life vest, which I guess makes sense. I think like lifeline is the more like typical expression to use here, but anyways. Oh, okay. Whew, never mind. Translation saved. It's just Masaru is a fucking dumbass. You mean a life vest? Whatever it's called. You should just have fun, not give up like me. Even if you do lose, you just gotta dust yourself off and keep trying. That's all it takes. That's why I just can't quit Vanguard. To be honest, I might be giving this speech to myself more than to you. I feel great thanks to you. Me too. Oh, you better not tell me you're quitting Vanguard, okay? I want to keep on fighting with everyone. Well, see you tomorrow at the store. Being able to keep going after a loss. Simply enjoying Vanguard, huh? Okay then, I've made up my mind. That was a nice little segment there. I'm glad they got ourselves Persona draw. Okay. We got ourselves a nice little moment here with Masaru and Yuki. It kind of makes sense considering Yuki is like this like perfect, everything. She's like the student council president. She's a fucking baller. She can fucking get good grades, and she's just amazing, right? That when she first loses, she's just like, oh, maybe I'm not like perfect or whatever. So that's nice. We're actually gonna get ourselves Gravidia. Ooh, wow. No, that's right. I was gonna say for some reason, even though we got it, we can't craft it for the reduced price, but we can. Triple rolls, I think, are just 800. Wow, that's pretty cool. Gravidia is a super strong deck. Alright. So we got ourselves a free versus here, and then we got ourselves a match against, or I guess our rematch against Tatsuki here, which we will probably go ahead and do. You. I'd like you to fight me again. I don't care about who wins or who loses. I just want... Fine. What? Why don't you show me? Alright, let's actually face against Tatsuki here. So you may notice a couple of things. Let's go ahead and pick paper here. I've actually bought one of the playmats, which is like the Deer Days specific playmats, which is why we have these Ds and stuff. It looks kind of cool. But I've also have a brand new deck here that we're going to be using today. Let's go with the headcanon that after Masaru and Yuki had their match, Yuki decided to try out a new deck just for fun, which is very, very true, because that's kind of just what I've been doing. Is that I built this deck just for fun, just because I really like this card, because she looks really cool and she has like a bow and arrow, and I really like archers. And I managed to pull the Aichi Majesty Lord Blaster, and I was like, hey, maybe this will be really fun to play with. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. This deck is actually a little nutty when it comes to grade 2 because of what it can do. Got ourselves Chaos here. Okay, that's interesting. So we're actually going to discard Blaster Blade. Blaster Blade is very useless in this deck, and I kind of just have them there for deck thinning, but we'll get to that in a bit. So, it's going to ride, discard Pony regretfully. I'm going to use these skill to draw for 1 second. We're going to play out, what the fuck? I mean, I guess. This is what I lost to this Diablos girl Belinda. What the fuck? Alright, anyways. Yeah, I guess no guard. Alright. And check it, Colossus here. Hopefully we can get the D-skill draw trigger here. Perfect. So we don't get beat up, and we get a draw into hand. Or we get to draw a card into hand, I should say. Then it's our turn here. I will ride my Blaster Blade, and I will actually discard this critical trigger, and I'll show you guys the very strong grade 2 play that I've been doing against a lot of the opponents in Free Fight. The hard opponents at the very least. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna whiff Marin's skill. I don't have Wingo, so it doesn't call out Wingo, and there's a very specific reason for that. But let's go ahead and use Blaster Blade here. To use this skill to counterblast 1 and retire, just cause I can. And then we're gonna go ahead and call Emmeline here, who has a skill which on place you can Soul Blast 1, which is why I don't play Wingo Brave. Just to make sure I don't don't Soul Blast out my blasters. Unfortunately, we did hit the Majesty Lord Blaster. We don't want to call that to rearguard, so we're gonna add it to our hand. Unfortunately, when we add stuff to hand, we have to discard. Let's discard the PG. Then we're gonna call out Blaster Blade. We're gonna call out Blaster Javelin, who gets 2k, make him 10k if I have a Blaster Vanguard. Let's go ahead and do that again. Now let's go ahead and swing in here for 10. Use Emmeline, yeah, I've been saying that right. Skill, take it 5k whenever Blaster attacks. We're gonna get a heal trigger, which is gonna put us at 0 damage, which is great. Let's put it on Emmeline here, because even if they hit a trigger, Blaster Blade, or Blaster Dark and Blaster Javelin actually hit, because they're at 20. We're gonna swing in here with our Blaster Blade Strike. They're actually gonna hit the critical trigger here, which, to us, I don't mean jack shit, buddy. Bro, I got Blaster Dark over here. He's got 20k. Then since he's a blaster, Emmeline's skill will trigger, boosting her up to 30 thanks to the trigger. 40 for the column thanks to Javelin. So even if he takes another trigger that's not an over trigger, we can still swing in. So it's a very aggressive grade 2 turn that you can do with this deck, which is really cool. And it pushes your opponent pretty hard. And that's kind of like the main thing you want to do, is just push your opponent, and then you can pressure them with MLB, because MLB can get a crit every single turn and swing into a triple drive. So if I manage to push them to 3 and then start pressuring them with triple drive and a crit, shit starts escalating real quick. It's gonna play out 2 rear guards here. We have 0 damage here, but let's go ahead and guard this attack. It's the safest one that we can guard, because if we guard this, he might check a trigger and hit over, or he might check a trigger and give it to her and not be able to guard it. We will take the other 2. We do not need any counterblast in this deck aside from the skill here that we use for Blaster Blade, and then we have just 1 card that lets us get use counterblast. I don't know what you're going to attack. If I put the 10k here, you're going to attack into one of my rears, and I really don't want to lose my rears. So let's go give it to Emmeline, because I love her. So you can go ahead and attack with your Amazement Magician. Go ahead and Soul Charge. We'll take that, so we can use the Javelin as either discard or to power up MLB. So he'll hit for a nice. Alright, well, I guess we'll give it to Blaster Dark. Just to even things out. He can hit for a nice 25k. So we draw here. It's actually going to be a PG. Yeah, alright, I guess I'll get PG. Unfortunately, discard Blaster Javelin. Let's go ahead and go into MLB here. Majesty Lord Blaster. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to swing in with a Blaster Dark. We're going to proc Emmeline's skill and have her get 5k. He's going to be able to guard that with his heal trigger here. Which he unfortunately has 2 of the same heal trigger. But I'm interested to see what a like high level chaos deck, like what his high level chaos deck is like. But let's go ahead and power up Emmeline even more. Then use Majesty Lord Blaster's skill, who lets me put in a Blaster Blade, which I don't have, or a Blaster Dark, or should say, and/or Blaster Dark into our soul. And then if we have both of them, Blade and Dark, we get 2k, or yeah, 2k and a crit continuously on whoever's turn it is. And if I put Blaster Dark into the soul that turn, I get triple drive. I've been having a lot of fun with this deck, if you haven't noticed. So it's kind of convenient that they talked about just playing Vanguard and having fun. And this is the card that I was talking about that I used to get the Counterblast. Here's the Lepisto. She says if you check a trigger, you can stand her for Counterblast 2 and she gets 5k. Since we have the free Counterblast, I've just been running her. I used to run this card that when you drive check it, you can call it out. So I can actually have a 4th attack, maybe even a 5th if I'm really lucky. But she ended up being a little too clunky. Let's go ahead and swing in here for 40k. They're going to lose another one of the... What was your name again? Madeline? But no, Belinda. I knew there was a Linda at the end. Alright, he's going to go into Chaos. I wish they said their boss units' names. But, oh well. He only has 5 cards right now. Whether or not they're the same name or not is a different story. Gonna Counterblast 1 here. He's only got 8 cards, so he might be able to give something 10k. Which he can. But yeah, the great thing is that we're actually at 15. So not everything can swing into us as easily, and also scales up higher. So a lot of things hit for like 23, for example. If we hit a trigger defensively, MLB becomes 15. They can't actually swing into that, which is pretty cool. But we'll guard this with a 2 to pass, which they will not hit. Just have a... Alright, they have 5k shield and an order in hand, plus 3 other cards that I don't remember if I know them. So going to swing into Emmeline. Hell to the no. Absolutely not. We can more than likely win next turn, but I don't know. So I don't really want to throw the Blaster Blade because then alright, we'll use Blaster Dark, or Blaster Dark I meant to say. We'll guard with him. Because I need to put him into the soul every turn in order to get my triple drive. Soul Charge Mikani. We'll take this hit here. I've let Amazement Magician hit me twice. That's just because I really like Amazement Magician. But let's go ahead and see what we can do here. So we actually have a lot of Counterblast. So we can actually try and get Lepisto. I don't believe that we've actually checked a lot of triggers. So what we can do here is play Lepisto over here. And we're going to play Blaster Dark back here. We're going to not use the skill to retire and get a drive. And yeah, let's just go ahead and swing in. We want to swing in with Lepisto first for 23. So you got a no guard back, gets shot up. Okay. And then we're going to go with Blaster at the Majesty Lord Blaster here. And put Blaster Dark into our soul. Here. And hopefully get ourselves a trigger. So that Lepisto can stand for a 4th attack. See, we get it right away. How do I want to do this? Emmeline's gonna be... They're gonna be the... No, This is gonna be stronger actually. But I like Emmeline, so sorry Lepisto. We're gonna give the power over here and the crit. And then we're gonna use Lepisto's skill here to counterblast 2. And she can restand with an extra 5k. So she's gonna swing in for 38. With the booster, we're actually gonna hit a heal trigger as well. Let's go ahead and power up Lepisto. And alright, we don't heal because we're at 5 damage. And check one more. Oh my god. Alright, Lepisto. Here's the trigger that I meant to give you. Or that I could have given you. There we go. Good old Yuki. No matter what the deck, she sacks like hell. This deck might be amazing for her, considering she wants to sack all the time, so this gives her as many opportunities to sack. It's actually going to have the PG here. And discard the Supernatural Extraction. So they have the Piercing Assistant, which is only 5k shield. Let's see if they got another PG. They do not. So Lepisto will shoot him up here. They're going to check a draw trigger as their last damage, but that is going to be the game. We actually got our win back against Tatsuki Bonkyo. Not bad. Kind of wish they gave him the hard AI, but hey, whatever. I see. So you figured it out. Masaru told me, actually. Masaru did. I see. That's right. The ultimate Vanguard that I seek is a fun Vanguard. To enjoy the thrill of the fight without being bound to wins and losses. Me too, man. I was joking, but he really do be like me, for real, for real. That's what Kotetsu-san taught me. Yes, I understand that now. I'm looking forward to the day that we can fight again. Thank you very much. The strength to give your all for others, and a fun Vanguard, huh? Nice. Gonna get ourselves the D-Skill VP Boost. So a lot of people have been talking about this. A lot of content creators have been making videos on how to get VP quickly. And this is one of the ways they suggest. I don't understand why they suggest this, because this is only good in like story mode. And you get it like halfway through, and you can't use this in like free fights. So I don't really count it as the best way to get VP, but hey, it's there. What you do is you can go ahead, lose out on your other draw skills, and you get an additional VP for all your story fights. Unless you can start the story over, then I don't know. I haven't seen an option like that yet. But I don't know how many fights we have left where this might be useful. But hey, might as well squeeze out as much as you can. Let's go ahead and take a look at the recipe here. See what he's got. Interesting. It's somewhat similar to the build I have, because I do use Simone. He does not. Oh no, he does. He does have Queen Lu. Yeah, so it's kind of similar to the build I have. I just have more of these girls, I think. But you obviously don't want to play a lot of the same named cards. But all right, fair enough. But in any case, I think that'll do it for today. Next time we'll go to Kosetsu and see what he's all about. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Till next time, take care of yourself, play Vanguard, and have yourself a damn good one.